So not only are you hiding this 1 month old baby, right? Bad enough that y'all been dating X amount of years and you got a 1 month old baby, but you are also hiding two other children. Baby, what's happening, Charlie? Like, what is going on? Like, let's be very, very for real about this. What, what? What's up, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We are here to talk the never ever Mets. Now, I told y'all I was not going to be talking about this show this season, but here I am. I'm back. I'm a glutton for punishment, I guess. So, do me a favor. If you are here, it's your first time, or you are back as a returning viewer, and you have not yet subscribed to the channel, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, thumbs up the video, and then leave your comments down below. It's some stuff to talk about. It's some stuff to talk about. The way I'm going to do this recap for the very first episode is just in chunks, couple by couple, and I'm going to go through these couples the way that we met them, all right? So we are going to start off with Charli and Jared. Okay, so Charli and Jared have been dating for 4.5 years. They went to the same high school, but they never met in person. Now, I saw some people that were kind of confused by that. That can happen, right? I went to a fairly large high school. My graduating class, there were over 400 of us. Did I know every single person in my class? Not all of them, but I knew majority in my class. But when I was a senior, I absolutely did not know some of them freshmen or most of the freshmen. So it happens. It happens, right? So she slid in his DMs and they have been talking every single day. So we then see her doing like a little package on herself where she is kind of introducing herself to us. And we see that her cast video was submitted with this heifer being 8 months pregnant. Now, look, far be it from me to judge anybody, okay? That is not what I'm here for. But I would like to know what the F was going through your mind when you not only decided to come on this show and embarrass yourself, but to come on the show and embarrass yourself, right? So, according to Charli, she thought that Jared was out there sticking and moving and doing something on her. So, she went out one night and she had a baby. I said, girl, so not only did you cheat on this man, but then you turn around and then you get pregnant by, you know, this random in the club or wherever you found. And then you are lying about it and you decide to bring this man on national color television. Why? Girl, I'm so over Charli already. Charli is not gonna get on my nerves. I promise you she's not. So we see their first date together, and Jared planned a lovely, riveting pottery date for them. They both seem very pleased with what they saw in person. He said Charli is everything he could ever ask, hope, and dream of in a woman. I said, look at there. I bet you didn't know she was a liar. I bet that wasn't on your bingo card, but let's keep going. So they're sitting down, they're doing the pottery. She says she got big feet. I mean, they did look a little big, but she seems tall, so shall it be. So he then asks her, tell me everything that you know about me. Or excuse me, he asks her, tell me something I don't know about you. So now Charli's heart is racing, right? Now the heart is racing. You know why? Because you've been lying, sis. You've been lying. So she was like, you know everything. So he was like, right. I was just testing you. I said, what? Not both of y'all being weird. So we find out in his confessional that he has a secret too, but he's not ready to talk about his secret with her as of yet. I said, oh, okay. So we get back to the house and y'all. Charli is up there pumping. I said, bitch, you are if you are still pumping, then you need to be back home with your fucking baby, don't you? Is the baby just somewhere else in the house and we just don't know? Is the baby like around the corner where she can, in the middle of the night run over and like I refuse to believe. I refuse to believe that this woman is really playing in this child's face like this. But whatever. So, Jared is laid out sleep, okay? Dead to the world. So she comes up to him, Jared, can we talk? Can we go outside and talk? So they get outside and she's like, remember, remember I told you that I have a 12-year-old daughter, right? So you know about my 12-year-old. Um, I had a baby that's oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying this. I had a baby a month ago, and when I told you that I was having hernia surgery, I was really giving birth. And I have two other kids. One is 7, one is 5. So I have 4 kids, not one. I said, look, what I'm not gonna do, Charlie, I'm gonna tell you here and now. What I'm not gonna do is play with you about this. I don't know what you got going on in your head. I don't, but this does not make sense to me. So while this is going on, Jared looks like a deer in headlights. If she had a baby, okay, if she had a baby 1 month ago, wow. So Jared doesn't seem phased, and that's what kind of shook me. Like, you don't feel the way about this. Jared feels nothing. So then he's like, I knew something was going on. Yeah. I knew something was up because like our FaceTimes went from 2 to 3 times a day to 1 to 2 times a week. So she's like, well, why you ain't saying nothing? He's like, because I have my own shit going on. Are you hiding the baby too? Next couple, please, because I would hate to get overly upset on this good Sunday. So next up, we meet Alicia and Irvin, okay? So they've been dating for 5 months, and for their first date, Irvin sets up a little Haitian dance class for them. Now, Alicia is like, I don't feel comfortable dancing close. Like, that's doing too much. Oh my God, I don't feel safe. And I'm like, look. I'm not gonna play these games with you either, Alicia, right? Because it's giving you just really don't like him, and now you want to pull the safe card. Howsoever, they dance and she starts to loosen up a little more. They then end their night by going up on the rooftop. And he was like, I'm scared to be up here, but I'm stiff as a board, but I'm up here for you. And she's like, I felt safe at the end. Shut up. Shut up. So next up, we have Tatiana and Clay, okay? Clavancia, I'm going to call him Clay because that's what she called him. So he slid in her DMs on Instagram, and they've been dating for the past 8 months. So for their date, he takes her horseback riding, which I thought was super, super cute. I've been horseback riding a couple of times. I really, really enjoyed it. So it can be super romantic too, right? So they're sitting down having a little picnic, and we find out she's vegan. And she was asked, I guess he prepared like a little vegan charcuterie board. Y'all can't say charcuterie, so charcuterie board. And she was telling him or asking him, like, did anybody help you? And he was like, I have friends that are vegan. It's just not for me, but I'm willing to explore that for you. And she's like, you don't have to do that for me. We don't have to eat alike. And he's like, I would like to try it. I think, wouldn't just make things easier. Again, I like them so far. I wrote in my notes, she reminds me of Chloe Bailey. She gives me a Chloe Bailey tease. I thought they were cute. So he tries to get her to lean in so he can kiss her. She wasn't going. She was like, oh, I'm scared. And he said, remember, I told you if you're scared, I'm going to hold your hand. So they hold hands, and you can tell he was a little, I don't want to say disgruntled, but he was a little down that his attempt to kiss her kind of fell flat, but I thought they were cute together. So far, so good, right? So then we meet Alexis and Chris. Now, Chris is from Ready to Love Dallas, so we already can ascertain this storyline is probably not going to be the most realistic or truthful. However, they've been dating for roughly a year and they met through a mutual friend. She said initially, the first picture she saw, he had his tongue kind of sticking out a little bit and that turned her off. But she was able to move past that. So Chris sets up a little date on the beach for them. And apparently he's in the doghouse. She said that she I guess found out that he found somebody that was local and he had been sticking and moving with another young lady. She didn't appreciate that. Alexis is what, 49 years old? Well, she said she was 45. So that could be 45 or 49. She's in her 40s. He's 35. She said they were roughly 10 years apart. So cool. So we're sitting down and she wants to be mad at him, but as she walks up, he starts smiling. And we all said that Chris was like big fine when he was on his season. He smiles, she swoons, she melts, all that good stuff. But then she was like, "Don't you owe me a public apology?" And I was like, "For what?" And he was like, "You know what? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done this," whatever the case. I guess I don't understand why the apology had to be public. Why did the apology have to be on TV? Because, like, we didn't know who y'all were before this. We didn't know that he had been cheating on you or anything of the sort. So I guess I didn't understand why the apology needed to be public, but he had no problem doing it. So cool. We then meet Kiki and Brandon. So they have been dating for 4 years. They haven't met just yet because she would get kind of nervous and back out because she is a plus size woman. And she said that, even though he said that he liked bigger women, he just wasn't sure. On the reverse, Brandon is nervous about whether or not Kiki is gonna like him. So for their date, he set up a photo shoot for her. Apparently, she is a plus size model. So after they do the photo shoot, which she felt a little ways about because he had her in lingerie, and I was with her. Do a photo shoot fine, but why my ass gotta be out? You know what I mean? But it was cool. They both seemed to enjoy it. So they're sitting down talking, and he pours each of them some wine. Now, y'all ignorant asses gonna realize one way or another, y'all gonna learn a glass of wine is not meant to be poured up to the brim. It is not. That is not a full glass. So he pours her some, pours himself some. She was then like, "I'm gonna get me a little more." Get me a little more. And he kind of looked, he said, "You like to drink?" And she said, yeah, it's something that I'm working on. And he was you can tell he was thrown off by it, right? And I don't think it was him being thrown off by her drinking. I think it was him being thrown off by her not even having taken a sip of her wine, and she's trying to add more. So then she was like, "Well, you didn't pour a full glass." He said, "But I poured enough." So right now we see that she's a lick, and we see that he has control issues. Because for one, you don't tell me what the fuck is enough for me. So that was already a problem, right? And it was the way that he said it. It was the way that he said it. "I poured enough." You don't get to decide what's enough for somebody else, though. But at the same token, Kiki, ma'am, you did not need any more in that glass. Drink what you got and then maybe get you some. You do not pour a wine glass and fill it all the way up. That's not how you do it, y'all. That's not how we do it, people. So then we meet Britney and Ty. Okay. So we have Britney and Ty. They've been dating for 3 months. I like them. They're cool so far. Nothing too crazy. Their first date is parasailing. So they seem to really, really like each other. They kept staring at each other. They kept looking at each other. And things are going great. So they're sitting out on the boat. And he tells her that he wants them to like take cruises all over the world. And she's like, "But I have a son." She has a son, he does not. And he was like, that's fine. Kylo can come with us. That's nothing. So he says in a confessional that he knows he needs to really like step up to the plate. She has children. Her son is her world. He does not have kids. So he does need to step into that role. And so far, so good with them. He seems to know what the next step is going to be responsibility wise for them. And she understands that my son has to be involved in this process, and I think she's going to pick accordingly, okay? So then we get to Sinko and Jay. All right. Uh, Sinko was cute, okay? I like Sinko. Jay is, something about Jay is giving a little loco. I don't know what it is quite yet, but their first date is basketball. So he shows up with flowers because she planned the date for them, which was very sweet. And during like their little intro package, we saw Sinko saying how she was kind of like doubting his height. He's apparently 6'7", I think, or 6'5". He's 6 something, but she was kind of doubting his height. So they go play basketball. Your eye was dying at how he was out there dunking and shit on her. Dunking. So he makes a 3-pointer and she was like, your prize is a kiss. So they kiss, they sit down, they have pizza and some stuff afterwards. And you can tell that they are really, really feeling each other. And I love that for them. So they get back to the house and Jay said, look, I'm not sleeping in the room with all these other women. The women have one big room. The only bed that was left was the bed in the middle because remember, Jay chose to plan the date. So she didn't get there with the other women. And she was like, I'm not sleeping in that middle bed. So she tells us that she's going to be sleeping with Sinko in the men's room because he has a king size bed. Sinko was the first guy there, so he was able to pick the bed that he wanted. So they end up having sex in the shower. That's what I got from it. Whether or not they did, I don't know, but it seems like they went and had sex in the shower. So shall it be. So the season was okay. Season opener was okay. I can already see who's going to get on my nerves this season just being dumb. But a quick refresher on the couples are Charli and Jared, Alicia and Irvin, Tatiana and Clay, Alexis and Chris, Kiki and Brandon, Britney and Ty, and then Sinko and Jay. Let me know what you guys thought about this first premiere episode. Leave your comments down below. Subscribe to the channel. Thumbs up the video. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.